Hey guys, it's Blayde again from Audi Security, and today we're looking at this gorgeous Audi S3 8V. Now, with this car, we've gone back to our roots. Everyone knows Audi Security for bags and rotiforms, so that's exactly what we've done, but with a bit of a twist. That's it, we've smashed it with another wicked boot build. So stick around and I'll show you exactly what went into it and how we did it. Okay, so Audi S3 8V. This car came to us from a very good customer of mine, already very well modified. So he's essentially done like a semi RS3 conversion. You can probably see the humongous RS3 front and rear brakes that he's already changed. Obviously you've got the low line kit on there. I believe it's had some engine modifications, RS3 rear end, RS3 front end. So yeah, it's already had a lot of work done to it, but the customer wanted something show worthy. So us being Audi Security, of course we had to install AirLift Performance suspension. And as I'm sure you would agree, it's sitting pretty nice. Now, the car also came to us with a set of 20-inch TTRS wheels that the customer had installed himself. They're pretty chunky. I think they're a 20/9, very low offset, very aggressive setup wheel. Now, when we came to fit the airlift suspension, because the struts are slightly wider diameter and you have like the locking collar to be able to adjust it, the wheels were hitting on the struts. So he went with these 19-inch Rotiform SIXs, and he wanted to keep an all black and white setup, so we went with the black set, and I think it looks the nuts. It sits perfect, and the way they're convex as well gives us enough clearance on the brakes as well, without also sitting too far in and hitting the struts. So perfect wheel for this car. So we also supplied him with a set of tyres. Obviously the TTRS wheels being 20-inch, we couldn't use the old tyres. So we supplied him with a set of Nankang AS2. So it's a fantastic tyre, really not expensive at all compared to a lot of the competitors, but we run these all the time and they sit really nice, especially with a little bit of stretch as well. And also look at the fitment on the back. It is tight and that's fully aired out. So it's literally sitting right on the tyre protection bead on that tyre. It looks wicked. Okay, so we've mounted the controller on a nice long bit of cable in the glove box for the customer, in the armrest, sorry, not the glove box. So here's your airlift controller. It's on a nice long bit of cable so the customer can kind of stand from the side and do it, or obviously you do have the phone app as well, which you can use. Now with the controller, you have essentially 3 main presets and then an air out and an air up all the way up button. So your 3 buttons in the middle, the grey one, so you've got the airlift button, which is your ride height. The one above it, which is higher ride height, which is like going over speed humps and stuff like that. The one above it is a manual all air up, so I can press and hold that and I go all the way up. The one below the airlift button is the lower ride height. So that's like if you wanted to roll really low on the motorway and stuff like that. You just got to be careful with that because it may want to rub if you go around corners and stuff. And then the one that everyone loves, the air out button. All the way to 0. So another thing we did on the inside of the car, being car audio security, we upgraded the audio for the customer. So this has the base Audi system in here. Although it does have Bang & Olufsen door speaker grills, it did have a bass system in here. I think the customer just replaced them because he liked the look of the Bang & Olufsen grills. But we upgraded the full audio system in this car for an Audison setup. So it's an Audison 3-way setup in the front, so it's an 8-inch in the lower part of the door, a 4-inch in the middle of the door, and a tweeter, which is like a 1-inch tweeter, up on the pillar here. And in the back we've got a 6.5-inch 2-way component set, so 6.5-inch and a tweeter. And then we're running that all off of a 5-channel amplifier. And that 5th channel is running a nice, really nice, one of my favorite shallow subs in the boot, a Hertz shallow sub. But let me show you what we've done in the boot, because that's a little bit different. We've done a full custom boot build for this customer. So as I've said, we've got the sub in the boot, which is the Hertz MPS 250 S2 super shallow but super high performance subwoofer, a black seamless tank at the back, mounted with this kind of central cover, which is all lit up with this really nice cob LED lighting, which is activated as soon as we open the boot. And then we've also color matched the hard lines, which are running down into here. We've done some really nice Alcantara accents on top of the false floor that we've made. And then we've got these two toughened glass windows to show the compressor and the manifold, which is also running with white hard lines, all kind of contoured and matching, and looks immense. It looks really nice. We've also fitted all of the audio equipment underneath. So it's all fully accessible. If the customer needs to get to anything, all you do is just drop the seats and then you can lift the floor, and it actually locks in with the factory locking points like that, and everything is accessible underneath. So we've got LC7i allowing the amplifier to work off the factory system. We've got the SR 5.600 Audison amplifier, and then obviously we've got the enclosure for the subwoofer, and then the enclosures for the manifold and the compressor. So we've done this box to the Hertz spec, essentially a remake of their MPBX box, which is the pre-made enclosure that's downfiring, just in a custom enclosure setup basically. So the main part of this was the subwoofer to be central as part of the build, sunken into the floor. So what we did is we made the box first, fixed it to the board underneath, wired and installed the LC7i and the SR 5.600, cut and routed the tank supports, mocked up and made the top cover, made sure it all fitted together perfectly, and then we trimmed all the pieces in either Alcantara or black acoustic carpet. We then finished off the boot with some really nice cob LED lighting. Then we cut, bent and sprayed all the air lines to match the colour of the vehicle. And safe to say, it came out a treat. Now, you may be wondering, how does this actually sound? It's only a 10-inch subwoofer, can't be that much bass, can it? Especially with the rest of the system being amplified. Let me show you. Okay, so we've got the car running. Let's have a listen. We're going to put the volume to about halfway on the head unit, which on this is about 18, just over halfway I think that is. Yeah, let's play it.
She like me, she might be what I need. She is spicy, you gon' taste this, come bite me. I'm icy, way too icy. I get paper, I'm bitch cream, I'm Spike Lee. I'm vibing, too ready, like a town and work it like me. I'm vibing, too ready.
That sounds sick. I mean, Audison never disappoints, Hertz never disappoints, so I knew this was going to be a good outcome. But the three-way setup on this, it's a fantastic clarity of sound, loads of volume, plenty coming out the back as well, and the bass from that little 10-inch shallow sub is just fantastic. I'm sure the customer's going to be happy with that. Let's do a little demo on the sub, play a bit of a frequency test, as I like to do. So let's put the volume back on 15. We'll play 45 Hertz. Now up to 18. Or 20. Woo! Drop down. 40 Hertz. Oh yeah. 35 Hertz. Oh. Everything's going. 30 Hertz. Yeah, proper feel that in your chest now. 28 Hertz, it's still playing, you can still feel it. 26 Hertz, still feel it, it's proper like flapping your ears. Let's go back up. 50 Hertz, wow. Yeah, that is serious. Now I know this customer's going to be happy with this. Right guys, so that's pretty much it. As I said, I'm sure you can agree, this car looks immense. So we bagged it on AirLift Performance suspension. We've put some 19-inch Rotiform SIXs on there with new Nankang rubber. Audison three-way component up front, two-way component in the rear by Audison, and then a Hertz shallow mount subwoofer, so the MPS 250 S2, and then the 5-channel Audison amplifier to drive it all off of one package. We've done a wicked boot build in the back with the subwoofer enclosed, all the Alcantara accents, the floating tank, the lighting, the glass. I mean, needless to say, the customer's definitely going to be happy with this. So guys, that's it. All the links for the products that we've used in this vehicle will be in the description below. If you like this kind of content, please smash the like button for us so we know that this is working. Drop a comment if you like it or what you would have done differently. But that's it from me. Make sure you like, share and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.